Hey Bears fans, welcome back. Today, we are diving deep into the latest happenings surrounding our Chicago Bears, from injury updates to playoff positioning and player performance. We've seen quite a roller coaster this season, especially when it comes to Kyler Gordon and his struggles with staying healthy. Head coach Ben Johnson has openly shared his frustration about not seeing Gordon on the field enough to fully assess his impact, and it's a sentiment many of us share as fans. Injuries have limited Gordon to just a handful of games this season, and that kind of absence can disrupt even the most carefully planned defensive schemes. Soft tissue injuries are notoriously tricky, particularly when they recur, and it's clear the Bears are working tirelessly to get him back to full health. Johnson emphasized the importance of leveraging every resource, both inside and outside the building, to support his recovery, which shows how much value the team places on him when he is healthy. It's not just about filling a roster spot. Gordon is one of the top nickel cornerbacks in the league, and his presence on the field has a noticeable effect on the defense. Despite the frustrations, the Bears made a strong commitment by extending his contract, signaling that Dennis Allen and the coaching staff have a long-term plan for how he fits into their defensive approach. It's hard not to notice, though, how much his absence has impacted the team this season. The contrast between games where Gordon is active and where he's sidelined is significant. C.J. Gordon-Johnson has done a commendable job, but younger, quicker receivers can exploit mismatches that Kyler would normally neutralize. When Kyler is healthy, the Bears are in a much stronger position defensively, and that difference is something fans and analysts alike are quick to point out. Unfortunately, the rhythm of staying injury-free has eluded him this season, and the Bears have had to constantly adjust. While there's been talk about shutting him down for the year, or even moving him, this season still presents an opportunity to use him strategically in the playoff push, provided he can stay on the field. Even partial contributions from Gordon can have an outsized impact in high-stakes games, making him an essential piece of the puzzle if the Bears want to make a legitimate run. Looking at the team's current situation, the Bears are in a position where their playoff destiny is still firmly in their hands. Sitting at 9 wins and 4 losses, the team has shown resilience, bouncing back after a slow start to secure victories in 9 of their last 11 matchups. Despite a recent loss to the Packers that dropped them slightly in the NFC rankings, the Bears are still very much alive in the playoff race. Winning 3 of the final 4 games could nearly guarantee a postseason berth, while winning all 4 would almost certainly solidify their position. These upcoming matchups, including challenging games against the 49ers, Packers, and Lions, will be crucial tests of consistency and execution. Every game matters at this stage, and maintaining focus and discipline in each quarter will be critical. Slow starts have been an issue at times, allowing opponents to stay competitive longer than they should, and tightening up the first half performance will be essential. The offense also needs to capitalize on scoring opportunities, particularly in the red zone, while ensuring the team takes advantage of defensive stops to put points on the board. Balancing these elements could be the difference between a playoff run and an early exit. On the players' side, DJ Moore has also been a focal point of discussion. His production has dipped compared to previous seasons, and there's a lot of conversation about how best to integrate him into the offense. While some fans have called for trading him, others emphasize his role as a versatile weapon in both the passing and rushing game. Ben Johnson has acknowledged the challenge of getting more involved, noting that while he has been running solid routes and creating opportunities, the distribution of the ball hasn't always reflected his effort. Part of this is due to the emergence of other offensive weapons, including running backs and tight ends who have developed chemistry with the quarterback, which naturally shifts the focus of play calls. Moore has contributed nearly 500 receiving yards this season, along with several touchdowns, and his ability to create yards after the catch remains a vital asset for the Bears. Integrating him effectively could be the key to maximizing the team's offensive output, particularly in high-pressure situations like the playoff push. Despite the challenges with injuries and player distribution, the Bears' current trajectory is promising. They have a solid foundation and still control their own destiny, which is exactly where a team wants to be heading into the final stretch of the season. There's room for improvement, particularly in consistency and maximizing the potential of key players, but the team has shown resilience and ability to bounce back from adversity. Fans have witnessed this team adapt, overcome slow starts, and find ways to win even when the odds seemed stacked against them. If the Bears can address these critical areas, maintaining health, leveraging talent like Kyler Gordon and DJ Moore, and capitalizing on scoring opportunities, they will enter the playoffs with momentum and a legitimate chance to make a deep run. This season has highlighted just how vital depth and versatility are in the NFL. Injuries will always be part of the game, and the teams that can adjust quickly and keep key players healthy often gain a competitive edge. The Bears have demonstrated an awareness of this reality, actively working to optimize player performance and maintain a competitive balance across the roster. For Kyler Gordon, DJ Moore, and others, the season is both a test and an opportunity, a chance to show what they can do when healthy, focused, and fully integrated into the game plan. The coaching staff's commitment to these players underscores their importance and shows that Chicago is playing a long game, building towards sustained success rather than reacting impulsively to short-term challenges. Every practice, every game, and every adjustment counts as the team continues to navigate a season filled with highs, lows, and the ever-present unpredictability of NFL football.
Continuing with the Chicago Bears, another key focus has been defense, particularly how Caleb Williams is managing the distribution of the ball and connecting with his playmakers. Caleb has shown flashes of brilliance, but balancing targets among a depth group of receivers has been a challenge this season. DJ Moore's reduced production highlights the need for consistent involvement from every weapon on the roster. While Moore has demonstrated his ability to create after the catch and make critical plays, the offense needs to maximize his skill set to keep defenses off balance. Additionally, the emergence of Romodon and Coaston Love, along with tight ends like Loser Burton finding chemistry with the quarterback, has changed the dynamic of the passing game. This depth is a double-edged sword. While it provides multiple options and keeps defenses guessing, it also requires careful management to ensure that every player with game-changing potential is utilized effectively. The Bears have an opportunity to refine this balance as they enter the final stretch, and doing so could directly impact their chances of making a successful playoff run. Looking at the schedule, the Bears face a critical sequence of games that will test their resilience and ability to perform under pressure. Games against playoff contending teams such as the 49th Packers and Lions will not only determine the Bears' post-season fate but also provide a measure of the team's growth under new leadership. The game against the Cleveland Browns, where the Bears are favored, will be another chance to assert dominance and gain momentum. Winning these matchups is essential, but it's also about how the team wins, consistently executing 4 full quarters, maintaining intensity on both sides of the ball, and avoiding slow starts that have allowed opponents to remain in contention. The Bears' ability to execute in these areas will reflect the team's maturity and readiness for the intensity of playoff football. Every decision, from play calling to personnel management, will have a heightened significance as the margin for error shrinks in these crucial contests. Defensively, the absence of Kyle Gordon for much of the season has been felt in multiple facets of the game. His ability to neutralize top-tier receivers is unmatched, and the defense has had to adapt in his absence, relying on younger players and rotational depth to fill the gap. While these players have shown promise, there is no denying that Gordon's presence elevates the unit. Johnson has emphasized that injuries are an unavoidable part of football, and the team's strategy includes preparing for these eventualities while still pushing for a playoff berth. This approach underscores the importance of depth, adaptability, and strategic planning in the NFL. The Bears' defense has had to make adjustments constantly, testing the coaching staff's ability to integrate players effectively and maintain performance despite setbacks. The hope is that as Gordon returns to full health, his impact will be immediately felt, providing a boost to the secondary and strengthening the overall defensive scheme. On the offensive side, red zone efficiency has been a recurring theme. The Bears have shown the ability to move the ball effectively, but translating those opportunities into touchdowns remains a priority. Missed opportunities in critical situations can be the difference between winning and losing close games, especially against playoff-caliber teams. Caleb Williams' ability to read defenses, identify mismatches, and get the ball to his playmakers like DJ Moore, Romodun, and Loser Burton is central to addressing this issue. As the Bears approach the final 4 games, refining these offensive strategies is paramount. Touchdown conversions, third down efficiency, and capitalizing on defensive stops will collectively determine whether the Bears can secure the wins needed to advance. The coaching staff's challenge is to implement a system that leverages the unique skills of each player while maintaining balance and unpredictability in play calling. Success in these areas will not only improve the Bears' chances of making the playoffs but also set a foundation for sustained competitiveness in future seasons. Special teams and situational football also play a critical role in the outcome of games at this stage of the season. Field position, third and long conversions, and red zone defense all influence momentum and scoring opportunities. The Bears' ability to execute in these areas can tilt close games in their favor, especially against teams with similar records and playoff aspirations. Every play, every decision, and every adjustment matters more than ever as the stakes rise. This level of detail and focus is where championship-caliber teams distinguish themselves from the rest. The Bears have demonstrated resilience and adaptability throughout the season, but maintaining consistency in special teams and situational play will be vital in the final push. Off the field, leadership and team culture continue to be a major factor in the Bears' trajectory. Ben Johnson's approach has emphasized honesty, accountability, and maximizing player potential. This leadership style has helped the team navigate adversity, manage injuries, and develop young talent. The open communication and transparency about player conditions, like those shared regarding Kyle Gordon and DJ Moore, reflect a culture of trust and accountability. Players are encouraged to step up, contribute where they can, and support one another through the highs and lows of the season. This emphasis on leadership, culture, and preparation is critical as the Bears position themselves for the playoffs. A strong leadership ensures that players are aligned, focused, and ready to perform under pressure, which is essential in high-stakes games where mistakes are costly and execution must be precise. In addition to leadership, the mental aspect of football cannot be overstated. The Bears have experienced the challenges of managing expectations, overcoming slow starts, and maintaining confidence despite setbacks. These experiences test not only physical skill but also mental toughness and resilience. Caleb Williams, DJ Moore, Kyle Gordon, and the rest of the roster must maintain focus, adapt to changing circumstances, and perform under pressure. The ability to stay composed, execute the game plan, and make in-game adjustments will directly influence the team's success. The Bears' performance in these areas will reveal whether they are a team capable of not only making the playoffs but also competing at a high level once there. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Chicago Bears. And don't be shy, drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Patrick Mahomes has ignited a wave of whispers across the league after unexpected comments about the Chicago Bears sent fans spinning into disbelief. What began as a casual post-game interaction quickly morphed into one of the most talked about moments of the season, as the star quarterback allowed a rare flash of irritation to surface. Those close enough to catch the exchange claimed Mahomes didn't hold back, offering pointed criticism that painted a far less diplomatic picture than usual. According to insiders, Mahomes appeared visibly frustrated when asked about the Bears' defensive approach, calling it confusing, inconsistent, and nowhere near what a team with that kind of talent should be showing. The remark spread like wildfire, gathering momentum as players, analysts, and fans tried to decode the meaning behind his tone. Some suggest it was simply competitive honesty, others insist it was a calculated message, a sign that Mahomes has grown tired of what he perceives as wasted potential from a franchise that often finds itself hovering in uncertainty. Social media immediately erupted, with some Bears fans bristling at the critique while others admitted they were stunned to hear such bluntness from a quarterback known for measured professionalism. Chiefs supporters, meanwhile, seemed torn between defending their leader and speculating about what might have triggered such candor. Rumors circulated that Mahomes had been annoyed by earlier comments coming from within the Bears organization, whispers about his style, his reads, or even hints that Chicago could have shut him down more effectively. Whatever the cause, the quarterback's reaction has opened a new chapter in an already tense narrative. Observers say Mahomes' words were not shouted, but delivered with a clarity that suggested something deeper brewing beneath the surface. Whether this moment becomes a footnote or the spark for a larger storyline, one thing is certain, the league is buzzing, the Bears are under the microscope. And Patrick Mahomes has reminded everyone that even the calmest stars can let a storm slip through. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Chicago Bears, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.